This is the Umidigi One Max, a phone that has a beautiful twilight color design, all-screen display with a tiny teardrop notch, pretty good specifications, and it costs just about $200. As always, let's take a look at all the pros and cons of this device. Just before we start, make sure to check out the video description for all the links and show notes. The phone ships with all the usual stuff and some extras, including a nice soft TPU case to protect your phone. Once you pick the phone up, the first impression is that the device is beautiful and well crafted. The phone sports a huge 6.3 inches display with tiny bezels, and therefore it is comfortable to hold it in the hand. That display is pretty good. It is sharp, it's vivid, and it's hard to see that it does not have 1080p resolution. The overall build quality is very good. The phone uses a thick metal frame, nice metal buttons that do not rattle, and glass on the front and rear. The twilight color looks really nice and is definitely the key design element of this phone if you ask me. We have a dual camera system on the back that consists of 12 and 5 megapixel sensors and a 16 megapixel shooter on the front. Other highlights of the phone include a hybrid dual SIM card tray with a microSD card support and a headphone jack. However, there is no LED notification light. The fingerprint scanner is implemented on the side. It's pretty accurate and it unlocks the phone quite fast. There's also a Face ID feature that works quite well, but it's not as fast and reliable as the fingerprint scanner. The phone has dual stereo speaker system that may not be the best, but it's pretty good for a budget device. Here is an audio sample. In terms of hardware, the MediaTek Helio P23 chipset is running the show, and there is plenty of RAM and storage. The gaming performance, however, is kind of mediocre. You should expect to see quite a bit of stutter in games like Asphalt Extreme. There will also be some skipped frames in games like Shadow Fight 3, and finally, the PUBG is playable only on low graphics settings, but there will still be quite a few skipped frames and lag. Overall, this is not the best phone for gamers unless you like playing games with reduced graphics settings. The Umidigi One Max runs on Android 8.1 out of the box. We have stock Android user interface that I really like. There are no unnecessary or gimmicky features, and that means that the phone is very smooth and fast all the time. Even after installing plenty of apps and keeping them open in the background, I can report that the phone remains fluid and responsive. Great overall performance. The overall image quality is pretty good for a budget device. Obviously, some pictures could have more detail and the colors may look a bit punchier, but you can definitely take nice photos with the main camera. Portrait shots use mostly software to mimic bokeh effect, but in general, some pictures may look nice on Instagram. Pictures taken in low light could have less noise and more detail. Selfie image quality is not the best, but it's decent. I would love to see more detail and sharpness in the images. If you want to record 1080p videos with this phone, I suggest you using Open Camera app to have continuous autofocus feature and slightly better image quality. The video looks okay, but there could be more detail and sharpness and less noise, a typical budget phone performance. Selfie video quality is pretty good for a budget device. As for battery life, the Umidigi One Max performs quite well. My record screen on time was about 12 hours. However, if you use the phone more intensively, you should expect to get about 8 hours of SOT. There is a fast charger in the box that can fully charge the phone in just 1.5 hours. Finally, the device supports fast wireless charging, which is an awesome feature for a budget device. Connectivity-wise, the Umidigi One Max is pretty good. Call quality has been great, I had no issues with signal reception, and the GPS has been working fine. The device also has NFC and a few sensors, including a gyroscope for 360 content. The Umidigi One Max is one of the nicest looking phones for the price, but it has a few cons. Firstly, the gaming performance is just average. Secondly, there is no LED notification light. Other than that, you get a very beautiful phone that is also well built. It is compact considering a huge display. The phone performs really well on the daily basis thanks to Android 8.1. There is a lot of internal storage and 6 GB of RAM. The main camera can take nice pictures in daylight. The battery life is pretty good and you get some extra features like wireless charging. At the end of the day, if you don't mind a few shortcomings, the Umidigi One Max is a pretty good budget phone for the price. As always, you'll find all the links and show notes down below the video. What do you think about the Umidigi One Max? Would you buy this phone or would you choose another device? As always, use the comment section down below, like the video if you liked it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, it was Linus, thank you for watching and see you soon.